What's up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse alongside my partner Quad. I am J-Man.
Where are we?
We are in the Pulse Dungeon. Quaddy.
We haven't done one of these in a
Nah, people probably thinking we're deady. We're deads.
Yeah, they're
We're
probably
going
thinking
bye-bye.
I'm shot.
We're still alive. We are.
We gotta hurry up.
We're still alive. We're burnt as fuck, though.
We gotta go to that Matchbox 20 Goo Goo Dolls concert.
Where you wanna be now? Just go ahead now. Really fucking gay ass fucking music. I don't know why you brought that up, but
Because we gotta speed through this to get to that concert.
we're gonna wish our boy Ryan a delayed birthday. Had that a couple days ago. All of our birthdays are within like 3 weeks of each other. Quaddy's on the 14th, mine on the 21st, and Ryan's on the 8th of July.
What's Roberts?
Roberts is in February, I believe.
Yeah, he's one of.
It's not close,
He's
but
unique.
I mean, he is.
He's a unique feller.
Roberto is very unique indeed. It's unfortunate that we do not have the footage from my little birthday get-together that we had.
Don't look at me.
Pulse Boys went on a little karaoke.
We didn't go on a little
night.
karaoke. We walked in.
We took that shit over.
Did what we do and walked out with deuces up.
Deuces. I mean...
Actually, I walked up like this.
Yeah, you probably did. Yeah, we destroyed that shit.
If I get my hands on that footage, we fucking...
God, we destroyed some Lonely Island.
We really need to start bringing cameras with us.
I know. Every fucking time we're like, this is gonna be really good, and we know it's gonna be really good, and it was.
Like we
didn't have footage. Fuck.
We pretty much walked in and suck our cocks.
Yeah, I mean, just suck it. Big old chunk of salty barrels. That was some good stuff too. DJ's pretty funny, dude. But yeah, we're gonna talk about some wrestling, professional wrestling here today, Quaddy.
Is there a pay-per-view in our future?
There's a pay-per-view indeed in our future, coming this Sunday on
this
pay-per-view.
Before SmackDown too.
This is before SmackDown. We're gonna get to. You want to talk about the show we're gonna talk about? We're gonna be talking about WWE Money in the Bank 2013 coming this Sunday on pay-per-view. Yeah, and this is before SmackDown. Like Quaddy said, we're doing this one very early this week, depending on how excited I am to start working on this. I'll probably have it up. I don't know. I can't say later tonight because like it won't make any sense to the people that are watching it now.
Before Sunday.
It will be up before Sunday. Hopefully before Wednesday or Thursday. Hopefully.
Yeah, work schedules don't.
Oh my god.
Communicate.
I mean, we would totally love to be on here and doing videos every single day, but. Quad working fucking 70 hours a week or some crazy ass bullshit. Ryan living out in buttfuck Egypt with no car, so he's never able to fucking make it out here. Robert working a crazy schedule too, and now I'm actually working more and doing some shit. So I mean, I got so much going on. He's got so much going. He's got so much going on. All the Pulse boys got a lot of shit going on.
Putting in the shitter.
Good one.
That burnt.
Don't do that, dude. Don't do that. Pulse boys went up and had a little pool time adventure too, as you can tell. Like get that Stone Cold shirt all cleaned off because you can't wear the green Scott shirt.
I could, but I would just be matching the background.
True. All right, we're gonna get this Money in the Bank preview underway here, coming this Sunday from Philadelphia.
Good.
It's always sunny there, as I've come to know. First matchup. What's up?
Hopefully, there's no dog fighting. Mike Vick.
First matchup, we have the Divas title line when champion AJ Lee goes up against Kaitlyn. Obviously a rematch here from AJ winning the title back at Payback. Did that happen there? I think it happened at Payback. AJ won the title there. I can't remember. AJ winning the title at Payback. Yeah, it'll probably be on a page back. Yeah, AJ Lee won the title at Payback in Chicago. Having a rematch here, obviously the former champion. Nothing really. It's just the only thing they're doing with the Divas division besides doing that show on the fucking E with the Total Divas or whatever. You hear about that? That they're doing with like the Bellas and they're following Divas around and it's a show on E.
You see how much I care?
Yeah, no one cares.
Because
I'm surprised that's not on the WWE network that never came into exist.
After the XFL?
Yeah, right after that. I'm going with AJ Lee retaining here. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on here with AJ and Dolph, and Dolph's transition to being a face, and Biggie Langston just standing in the back sounding like a really shitty black announcer, like, "Hello, AJ, how's it going today?" He sounds so fucking like white, and it's like when you look at him, you're like, he shouldn't sound like fucking Phil Nance had sex with Brian Gumble and then Biggie Langston. That's what happens.
We're all equals.
Did I say Phil Nance or Jim Nance?
You said Phil.
I've combined mistake. Phil Sims and Jim Nance because I'm going to watch, an AFC football game on CBS. Jim Nance and Bryant Gumble combined, that makes Biggie Jim Nance Gumble.
Good.
Langston.
Hey, we're all equals. You say he's
that
black.
Is true.
We're all
We're
equals.
breaking berries. Berries.
Berries. We're gonna break our berries.
We're breaking boundaries. Breaking boundaries.
It's been a minute since we did
it. It has. We're trying to get the flow going here. I'm going with AJ Lee. Just nothing really special here. The only thing that they're really doing with Divas Division, nobody else is involved. They do these random tag matches. No one gets whatever. AJ Lee remains.
Next.
Okay. Next time. Didn't you say like before we did the show, I think Kaitlyn's gonna win the title?
I did, but you made a very good point.
Okay, because it's just like, who gives a shit?
Because literally, what it comes down to is, I'll probably, during this part, I'll be talking probably to Robert about how gas station...
By the way, update. BWJ's making some ribs on Sunday. Just for an update.
I have to show up
for an update to Quad. He's got his shit down with the ribs now, dude. They are the fucking shit.
Okay.
They are fucking phenomenal.
But let me get back to this. Probably during this match, I'll be getting food, talking to Robert about the gas station, listening to Ryan talk about his girlfriend, talking to Kristen about Scub, or be talking to J-Man about some random crap we always talk about. Or I'll be sitting there Snapchatting somebody.
You do that too?
I have to do it.
Nicole does it.
I do it because for Scub publicity.
Oh,
I don't know how the hell I got
Nicole wants me to do it, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
I want to do a lot of things, but a lot of them are probably not...
Legal?
No, okay with some people.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, go to the next
All right. Next matchup, we have Y2J Chris Jericho going up against someone he should not be facing. This is such a fucking waste of just Chris Jericho this entire time, except for a Payback, where Chris Jericho doesn't give a shit. We've talked about this so many times. He is so unselfish. He doesn't give a shit if he wins, loses, whatever. He's there for the business, and he's there because he loves it, and he's great at it, and he's one of the best of all time. And he loves getting in the ring and wrestling. That's why he keeps coming back, because he's he's all about it, and he's one of the best ever. So he doesn't have this massive ego where he has to constantly get, oh my God, Chris Jericho, you're so great, you're the undisputed champ, all this bullshit, you gotta keep getting wins and wins. No, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't give a shit. He's there to be Chris Jericho. He's there for all of us because we love him. So I mean, it's just great that he's back here. He could be doing so much more than what he's doing with this recent comeback here to WWE. But right now he's just on the train of kind of helping guys out. Obviously, it worked to perfection with CM Punk in Chicago, and just it filled that. He hasn't been getting a ton of wins, but he still, as we talked about, he still looks legit when you throw him in here with a returning CM Punk, and it still looks like it could be anybody's match. And that's what's so great about Chris Jericho, is that he could lose however many matches in a row. He could come in the next day and you'd be like, well, that's still Chris Jericho. It doesn't fucking matter. He's just one of those rare guys where it works that way. And it's going to work that way here. I got Ryback winning this match. It hurts me to fucking piece of shit back. Fucking Vicky Guerrero got fired, by the way, on Raw. So, did you hear who the new GM was?
Is it Ryback?
Motherfucking Brad Maddox.
Brad Maddox.
Genius.
Brad Maddox.
Genius. God, that's going to be fucking awesome. People are probably like, I don't give a shit. Should have been fucking Stone Cold, The Rock, The Ric Flair, or fucking anybody. Come on, Kitty Powers. I don't give a shit. That's going to be fucking genius. And then Ryback just in the back, hugs Vicky. I'm sorry how you were treated. And just went into a room. I'm like, that was the most retarded segment. You have this hard-ass motherfucker, it's like, ugh.
Probably went in that room and Jode.
Yeah, just fucking horrible. But they're going to probably want to build him back up after his great feud he had with John Cena. He'll eventually go away, as we all predicted, and that we're all fucking hoping for. But obviously we'd love to see a Jericho win here. It's not going to happen. Hopefully we get something great with Jericho at SummerSlam. I know he's going on back on tour with Fozzy after SummerSlam, so we probably won't be seeing him just like we saw in it was 2012, where he left after SummerSlam. Probably what's going to be happening here. So hopefully we get something really good at SummerSlam with Jericho. We're not getting in here, and unfortunately I'm going with shitback.
It's pretty sad when you have Jericho come back, feud with Fandango, They had that great thing with CM Punk.
Yeah.
And they had the crap with Ryback. So I guess we're on our spiral back up to greatness. I'm gonna pick Jericho to win this. I don't know. I can't pick the other guy.
I agree.
It hurts my mana.
Your soul.
That too.
It does.
We literally just watched the replay of Extreme Rules, which we attended, and
just because we wanted to find us.
Just because we wanted
Nothing
to find
for matches or quality or anything.
No, there's a couple matches I watched.
Well, that's true.
But just to see us.
Just to see us.
But when we saw him walk around the ring, he looks constipated and confused and lost, and should be back in. I don't know, moving boulders.
Yeah.
Probably picking up some trees.
Yep.
Because he's trying to grow a beard out, and it looks like a pussy beard, so
yeah.
I'm going to go with Chris Jericho. So, fuck you, Ryback.
Good deal. Constipated and confused. That's how I would describe Ryback.
And hungry.
Hungry, probably. Retarded would be another one.
I have a couple more, but we need to get...
Yeah, we'll just go to the next one. Next matchup, we have the Intercontinental title line with champion Curtis Axel. See, I almost wanted to say purple asshole. I almost said Curtis Asshole. It's Curtis Axel going up against The Miz.
Who?
Yeah, no shit. The Miz, who's just been absolutely just blah, boring, who gives a shit for like the last year. As a face, just
after you got out of that world title, WWE title stuff.
Yeah, it's like
kind of.
Hey, wow, who's this guy from fucking TMZ that's on the show all of a sudden?
Real world, sir.
So bullshit. It's like, who gives a fuck? It's like, just be heel and don't be that. With Curtis Axel, and I really think if they're going to put him over and they're going to do it the right way, I think it's the right thing to do with have him have the IC title. Obviously, there's tons more guys that I think, would look or, be better with the IC title and would hopefully bring some more prestige back to it. But with the lineage and, the family ties that Curtis Axel has and, being as he has that, white Intercontinental title just like his dad had, it looks pretty cool.
The black one has feelings too, jackass.
So does that shitty blue one that like Shawn or Razor had. I don't know who the fuck had. And the yellow one that Ultimate Warrior had. That was horrible. They do have feelings too. You're correct.
What an ass.
Fucking asshole.
Purple Axel. Purple Axel.
Fucking purple asshole. Yeah, so I mean, it looks legit with him, being, and it's just cool to see that. And I think, when you look at just put a side-by-side picture with both of them having the titles, I think that's pretty cool. I don't even know if Perfect had the white one. I don't think he did. I think he had it's the same design, but it's just the black, leather part of it, yeah. But obviously the same, design title. So I think it's pretty cool to see that. As far as, we could go on and on about how titles don't mean anything. We could say how titles don't mean anything by, having one of the hottest things in professional wrestling being the Shield, being on the pre-show against the fucking ultimate Samoan warrior fucking looking
Rikishi.
God, I think the Usos are talented as a, tag team. They look like fucking idiots. On that, and then having tag titles on a pre-show. Have two titles back-to-back on a pre-show. Like, oh, God, just how titles don't mean anything just fucking kills me. I'm going to go with Curtis Axel retaining the IC title here. It's just a fucking match they throw together. I mean, it's just every fucking time. It's like all these mid-cards, the tag title shit. I mean, they're starting to look like they could possibly build up the tag title and who they're talking about possibly bringing in the long run as far as tag teams go. But day one. They're also talking to the Wolves, too. So watch the fuck out. Yeah, so I'm going with Curtis Axel here. Could be an alright little matchup here. It's, all mid-card title matches on pay-per-views are. That's probably what it'll be here.
This is going to be a mediocre match where, once again, I'll be probably talking to somebody around here, or listen to somebody talk and be thinking, I could be sleeping right now. I picked Purple Asshole to win this.
Good pick.
I think Heyman may have something to do with it, which I hope not, but it would be nice to see the mid-card title guys actually get some prestige out of it, and not just, hey guys, who are we going to face this week? Can't build any feuds up, can't do anything with it anymore. I've read some stuff, what they're going to do with the IC title here in the future should be interesting, but I don't read spoilers, it's just my mindset of what I want to see. So that's what I think is going to happen. And when it doesn't happen, I get very disappointed. So, Purple Axel.
Purple Axel?
Yeah.
Or does it have variations? Curtis Asshole, Purple Axel, Curtis Axel. I don't know.
Barney?
Fucking something. Michael McGillicuddy. They had Christian before the match that Christian had with Kane, and then having the Wyatt debut. We will get to that.
God.
We will get to that in a minute. They had Christian come out, and you know how they have the name played on the entrances and on the screens and shit. Christian's music played, and it popped up Michael McGillicuddy on the side thing. I'm like, why do you guys even have that ready to go? That's not even that guy's name anymore. Like, fucking tards.
What are they going to do that for, like, all the characters he's been... Michael McGillicuddy,
Curtis Axel, Joe Hennig, fucking something else. I don't know. But yeah.
Who's?
Indubitably. Next matchup. We have the World Title Money in the Bank ladder match featuring Dean Ambrose, Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, Antonio Cesaro, Wade Barrett, Jack Swagger, and Fan Dipshit.
Another one should be gone.
Back to the Money in the Banks. Like I should have said at the beginning, this entire pay-per-view, they're just so much fun. Something that is so important to me and that is on very, very high on my list when it comes to pro wrestling needs and things that pro wrestling needs to be and the things they have to make pro wrestling great is unpredictability. And this pay-per-view does nothing but, have unpredictable things happen constantly. Every single year you see something, either great happen, unpredictable happen, something out of nowhere. It always delivers, and that's why the Money in the Bank pay-per-view has still stayed alone as a pay-per-view and is one of the most bought and highest buy rates, throughout the pay-per-views, throughout all of the year. And these Money in the Bank matches, thankfully they didn't do, the combined one. They got two here, so you could spread them out and have two unique matches, which they do have here because you have obviously the All-Star one with all the, the big names there, and you have one that I think me and Robert talked about a couple weeks ago about how the match was really built on, which was the young guys and the mid-card guys that you would build upon and push them to that status of being in the world title contention or WWE title contention. And obviously it's great to have the bigger names in there as well because you're going to be seeing them back into the title contention as well. But seeing these names in here, which are nothing higher than obviously Ambrose with what he's been doing with the Shield is the the highest thing up as far as that. But as far as name wise, I mean, you'd have to go with Swagger, I guess, which is being the highest name. So the highest name in your match is a Jack Swagger. You got some interesting
D-Dub?
Exactly, Mr. fucking idiot. I can't stand seeing anymore on television.
Jeffrey Hardy's friend?
As far as being the highest name in this match, you're going to have some names that are going to be some up-and-coming guys, and that's exactly what we have here. And I'm really excited to see what these guys can do here. All athletic guys that can really, deliver, and this should be some really good stuff. This is the hardest one out of all of the matches on this card for me to pick. There's so many interesting, facets of what they can do here. I mean, I could eliminate Fandango and Swagger. If fucking either of those win, oh my god. Well, first, I mean, if Fandango wins, I'm in a fucking nightmare. If Jack Swagger wins, I might be even in a fucking worse nightmare because, God, just please don't put him back in that position and let him win another fucking Money in the Bank briefcase. That'd be fucking horrible. And there's just a lot of guys that haven't been doing anything lately. I mean, the highest outside of that, obviously Ambrose, who's been doing amazing shit, United States champion and everything that they're doing with the Shield. The highest outside of that is Sandow and the stuff he's been doing with Sheamus lately. Had that Belfast fucking street fight or some shit on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, and he's the only other one built up as much. They're completely lost with what to do with Antonio Cesaro, putting him with Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter, which is just fucking retarded to me. They just have no idea what to do with him. He's such an amazing athlete, professional wrestler. Go let him be an amazing athlete, professional wrestler. Don't have him be Antonio Hackenschmidt like he's some shoot wrestler from 1935. That's retarded. Don't put him with Jack Swagger because everything with Jack Swagger associated is just fucking retarded and horrible. So I don't see that with Cesaro. Barrett, there it is. Barrett hasn't done shit since Mania when he was IC champion.
Nexus.
Cody and Sandow are the ones that really intrigue me the most outside of Ambrose, obviously, which sticks out, apparently. Cody and Sandow could be really intriguing ones here. Both guys that have been kind of lingering there and guys that Cody looked like he could vault to the world title contention late last year. He was super fucking over and then just kind of fell off and they didn't do anything with it. I would love to see a guy like Cody Rhodes work himself up a lot like what you saw with Ziggler, a well-deserving guy like that. Sandow, great character, great working ability and everything that he does there, great look, and a guy that you could look as legit being in a world title contention and being a world champion. And obviously Dean Ambrose, the one that we obviously want the most to win, and the one that would be amazing. I mean, it's just crazy to say with how short the Shield has been here, that he is like the favorite in this matchup. United States champion already. Rollins and Reigns already have the tag titles, and could possibly, the Shield could have, a Money in the Bank briefcase with an opportunity to go and get a World Heavyweight Championship. That's outstanding, and it's fucking awesome to see. I was talking with Quaddy, and we were talking earlier before we got into that. I think it'd be really interesting if, you have Ambrose win this match and do like a thing where it's almost like the Shield holds the Money in the Bank briefcase. So you can almost have any of them cash in at any time. So it makes it even more unpredictable what you could possibly have, jump out there, and you could have one of them break out from the pack or something like that. Because, I mean, it would be so much for Ambrose to carry around if he's holding the fucking Money in the Bank briefcase, the titles. You got to fucking do these poses and shit. He looks like awkward and shit. I always hate it when people are carrying around too much shit. They got briefcases and titles and shit. I would love to see that and, have it be, selfless and have it be like, I'm not the only one that holds this. The Shield holds this, and we hold the power of the World Heavyweight Championship in the future and all this kind of stuff. I think that would be outstanding to see that. My heart tells me just to pick Ambrose because I think it'd be fucking awesome. The only ones outside of that I see is Cody and Sandow. I really can't pick a winner, and you guys would be like, "You're really fucking good. Just pick somebody." Not Cesaro, not Barrett, not Swagger, not Fandango. It's either Ambrose, Cody, or Sandow. Outside of Cody and Sandow, I see Sandow winning it more. With the whole thing of them going back and forth, saying how much friends and how great friends they are, and they could you'll probably look for them screwing each other over there. You'll probably see it with Cesaro and Swagger too. You never know. I'm gonna go with Dean Ambrose. I mean, I think it'd be fucking awesome to just see that kind of thing, and it's something that we thought like, oh yeah, that'd be fucking sweet. It's a possibility and is really highly probable to happen here. And I think doing the Shield has the Money in the Bank briefcase is something that I could really see, and you could have other members hold it too. So I'm gonna go with that, and I'm obviously gonna go with Shield interaction here. That could be a big reason why they didn't put the tag titles on the main show. So you forget about the Shield, and you have them come out in this match and help Ambrose win possibly. So I'm going to go with that happening in this unpredictable Money in the Bank ladder match.
Hey, quit bullying those guys.
Who did I bully?
You bully everybody in that match.
Did I? I'm sorry. Did you also notice what is the most intriguing thing about this match as far as characters go?
I really don't know, but I'm really
all heels. There's not a single face in this
But I'm
match.
really upset you bullied everybody.
I'm sorry.
You need to apologize.
I am sorry, Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, Antonio Cesaro, Wade. Well, actually, I only really bullied like Fandango and Swagger.
Well, they deserve it.
Yeah, that's true. They deserve it.
Because we don't bully here.
No, not at all.
I'm going to pick Cesaro to win this. I see him and Swagger working together, and then somehow Swagger tries to help him, and then Cesaro just turns, and then fucking just becomes freaking more heel than he ever is. Be interesting to see Ambrose win it, like J-Man said, or Cody Rhodes, or even Damian Sandow. Actually, anybody in this match except Swagger and Fandango would be interesting to see how they go with it. Wade Barrett would be very interesting because you haven't seen his name in the bright lights lately, and then. But I'm gonna go Cesaro just to see what if WWE doesn't trust him. Let's see what he can do with this.
Yeah, exactly. And I think obviously we'd love to see Cesaro win it too. I mean, they just don't have an idea what to do with his character, and it just pisses me off because it's such.
Really, anybody in that match, I really don't have an idea what to do with. It seems like
except for Ambrose.
And Ambrose,
yeah.
Ambrose, Sandow, and Sheamus.
Everybody else is lost in a fucking blur.
Yep.
Next matchup, we have the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. We have champion Alberto Del Rio going up against Dolph Ziggler after their double turn at Payback, which they pulled off great.
Confused the crap out of a lot of people.
Yeah, it really did. And kind of we were like, huh? And then we were like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And obviously the transition is fully, and not really so much with Ziggler. Obviously it's fully with Del Rio. He could turn the heel switch on in 14 fucking seconds. That's a long time. You could probably do it in 1 second. Dolph is still kind of playing I'm a badass, I'm a cocky guy, but I'm not a dick kind of thing. It's hard to, I don't know, it's kind of, it's harder for Dolph to transition than it is for Del Rio. Obviously, it's so much easier to be a heel than it is to be a face, to get people to boo you than to get people to like you, obviously. But Dolph is not going to have a problem at all getting liked and being a face because of how likable he is, and the women and children obviously love him. We're all going to love him because of his character and his ability.
Women and children.
Oh my God, Dolph Ziggler. Mickey, Tricky. Yeah. This should be a good one. Obviously, the return after the just beating that Del Rio put on at Payback and really executed that just great. And the transition of the feud, finally. A transition of a feud they're doing here. This is something they've built up instead of doing what we've talked about, all the other times we're like, okay,
Or
this
next
guy,
match.
that guy, or the next, yeah, exactly, this guy, that guy. They're actually building something here. I think that the ending of this is going to be at SummerSlam. I see Dolph getting the title there. I don't see Dolph getting the title here. They still need to transition Dolph fully to that face and transition more to having him want it really bad. I don't sense that they've built to him wanting it that bad. I know he's there and he's like, I want my title back, and he's come out and beat him. I think they need to do where he's like, it's killing him that he's not getting the title back and that he got fucked over because of an injury and all this kind of shit. We need to feel it more, and I think they could build to that more once you get to SummerSlam, and obviously it would be a bigger win on a bigger stage. Having him win at SummerSlam would be pretty cool there. So I'm going to go with Del Rio, retaining probably some sort of fucking heel tactic bullshit to get the win here. Roll up tight, some shit. Who fucking knows? It should be some good stuff, obviously, anytime Del Rio and Ziggler get in the ring here. But I'm going to go with Del Rio retaining here, and still more to come in the future with this feud with Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler.
I agree with J-Man. I see Del Rio win this. I don't think they're 100% sure Ziggler is completely healthy after his concussion. I know WWE doesn't mess with that, or any professional sport doesn't mess with that anymore after seeing what happened with Benoit and all them going crazy and shit. But it would be interesting to see what happens at SummerSlam if they actually put it back on Ziggler, or if they just let Del Rio run with it and see what happens. But it would be smart to put it on Ziggler and have see that face come out in Ziggler. But we're not 100% behind Ziggler being a face, but having Ziggler with the title is better than anything they've done lately.
Exactly. Should be some really good stuff there. Next up, we have the WWE...
Okay. Let me go take a dump. I'll
we
be
have
back
the
after
WWE
this.
Championship on the line with champion John Cena! Alrighty then. Going up against Mark Henry. Yes, I said Mark Henry. We must first get out of the way the fake retirement segment a couple weeks ago on Raw that Mark Henry pulled off was fucking brilliant. Absolutely love that segment. It was some really great stuff. Had me hooked, had everybody in the arena hooked, had probably everybody watching hooked because they set it up so effortlessly, but so, perfectly. Like, it was like, it's so something. They didn't do it like every single, where they overdo it. And they're like, oh my God, Mark Henry is going to retire Monday. He's good. It's just like something. They took him off Extreme Rules. He carried out. They all clapped. Well, I was like, what are they fucking clapping for? Because you guys probably didn't see it. If you watch Extreme Rules, on TV, they were all clapping for Mark Henry because they were like, had him carried out. And they were like, well, was he injured? And he's like, oh, and then he's off TV. So like, well, maybe he is injured. And then there was things online, rumblings about him possibly retiring. And it's kind of the ones you see in articles that like, okay, it's probably true. That kind of shit. It's not the ones like, oh, this is going to be fucking built up storyline bullshit. It wasn't, and it really looked legit. Got to that Monday, they talked about it possibly retiring and did this thing. The same things they've done with Edge and, the segment they did there brings a tear to my eye to think about how great Edge would be in this atmosphere right now. Great Edge would be in any atmosphere. Fuck.
This atmosphere.
On this day, I'm gonna cry like a bitch. And then get to that segment, having, Cena in the match, and then having Henry come out. It didn't look like it was like, well, what the fuck is he doing without Cena? And then having him pull, give him the title because he's never won the WWE Championship and all this kind of stuff. So, and Henry pulled it off brilliantly. I mean, totally out of character, talking about his wife, talking about his kids, and all this kind of shit. And then do the World's Strongest Slam out of that hug they were gonna do. It was fucking great, and the whole crowd barked like motherfuckers and like, oh shit, they're doing that. So great segment. I'm surprised they've never done anything like that in the past because it just worked brilliantly and it just had everybody hooked. Some great stuff there. And then after that, stuff happened that was really good. Then we're like, oh great, John Cena and Mark Henry are gonna have a title match at a pay-per-view. Shit, because that ended up happening, now. So it's like, ugh, fuck. This is gonna be whatever. It's a Mark Henry John Cena match. You're going to see John Cena overcome the odds. We've never seen that before. John Cena doesn't do that. He doesn't overcome odds and,
He did die, then came back the next day.
That's right, yeah. So he doesn't do that at all. We never see John Cena get in a corner and then come out on top. That never... He never does that. Don't see an attitude adjustment to Mark Henry in this match. That's not going to happen. That won't happen. Because it will. John Cena retains. A lot like with the world title, WWE title, anything can happen. That's why Money in the Banks, And when Money in the Banks are in play, you give yourself that last, 10-second pause when they're showing the replay of the finish and, playing the music and, getting out of that segment like, and then you kind of realize, like, okay, nothing yet. Okay. You kind of give yourself that little Money in the Bank pause to see if anything's going to happen. And things could possibly happen here. You could have a Dolph, inject himself in one of these Money in the Bank matches. We're going to get to an interesting little facet. I said inject, I know. Get to an interesting little facet of the next match, next Money in the Bank ladder match. You could possibly see something here if they put this main event. I don't think they will. I think they've built up this Money in the Bank match a hell of a lot bigger than the WWE title match, in my eyes. So that's why we have it as our main event. But I'm going to go with John Cena, obviously retaining the WWE Championship.
Whenever I read that Mark Henry's going to retire, I was kind of one of those things you're like, it's coming about the end of this road. Yeah.
Caught you on one.
And then he came out with the boots, and he did what most wrestlers do at the end, or when they know they're going to retire, put the boots down and walk down the ramp. And everyone's like, oh, poor Mark Henry, the sign. Goodbye, Mark Henry, love you. Sexual chocolate chant.
Yeah.
This random crap where it actually seemed like Mark Henry was going to retire. And then I watch it, and I'm like, this is kind of interesting. And then he just destroys John Cena. What the fuck did John Cena do in WWE? He gets completely shit on. Ryback feud, and we have Mark Henry feud.
It's true. Like, who did he feud with? Rock.
Okay, three shits in a row.
Yeah.
This match is pretty much just going to be John Cena coming back from the dead. And then, I don't know. It's just, there's so much shit in this thing. No pun intended, Mark Henry being black.
Is it for the Porta Potty Championship?
No, it's for the fucking Sleepy title.
Sleepy fucking masturbation.
I don't know. This title, I hate to say this title's losing its fucking feel.
Yep.
When they decided to come back with the new shit title.
Ugh.
I was fine with the spinner belt. We've had it for multiple years. You just kind of become used to it.
Yeah.
And
it didn't spin anymore, either.
Just sat there.
And
then, Edge made it like the radar belt, where you fucking personalize it. Now we have this belt where the fucking center's shit, and then the side you can put your fucking...
It's custom!
Yeah, custom
sides!
3 moves of doom,
it's like
or the fucking...
What
What are the fucking bowls? What are the fucking Rock had it? Probably
yeah,
fucking,
it was 4 Brahma bowls.
What the fuck that shit was? I don't know. Like I said, this title's just losing its flavor. You need to put it on somebody where we could actually feel like he's a true champion. John Cena, okay, he's the face of the company, whatever you want to say. But whenever you have the same shit over and over.
John Cena, here's the best way to describe John Cena with the WWE Championship. It's like a towel rack. You just throw it there, and it's like, hey, that's somewhere to put a towel. That's what they do with John Cena.
No, with John Cena, it's like, our stock is down. Our merchandise down. Oh, John Cena, here you go.
That too. But I mean, that's what no one goes into their bathroom and marks out like a motherfucker when they see their towel on their fucking towel rack, because it's where it's supposed to be.
No, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit! Look how badass that looks.
I do a heel clip.
There it is. Heel click.
Heel click.
Yeah, because you don't walk in your bathroom like, oh, wow, that's fucking amazing. My towel's on the towel. No, you're like, oh, there's my towel on the towel rack. We'll go ahead and take that.
I'd rather skip past this and go to that last one because I have a lot going on here.
Who's
going to win this? I see John Cena, but let me put it this way. It wouldn't surprise me if they give it to Mark Henry since his end is almost here. But I don't think that belt could fit around that big motherfucker.
Sure. Next up, we have the main event, the WWE title Money in the Bank ladder match that they're calling the Money in the Bank All-Stars. We have CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Christian, Randy Orton,
there we go.
Sheamus, Kane, we'll get to in a second, and the...
Who? Oh.
You work yourself up to shit your pants.
I was just saying who was next and it came out. It was Poopy.
And the returning Rob Van Dam.
In Philly. Come on now. You pretty much just
Should I say his former name in TNA? Rob Van Don't Give a Damn.
I don't know. Can TNA let that go?
I don't know. He won't be the same person, I guarantee it, because he got to be himself in TNA, and that's why no one gave a shit. If he's
when was he in TNA? Because I kind of lost interest in TNA.
When was it? What?
Yeah, kind of.
Like 09.
Who
09 through
who
like
gives
last
a damn?
year.
Who gives a damn?
All right. Let's get back to Kane.
Can you tell it's been a minute?
Yeah, no shit. We're going to go back to Kane here for a second. Obviously, we need to mention the debut of the Wyatt family this past Monday night on Raw. Amazing entrance, doing the having the camera crew go and try and find him, going to that house and having Wyatt be in the rocking chair and then finally cut that fucking badass promo. Just the things he says in those promos are just going over so many people's heads. But it's like if you sit there and listen to them, they're just so fucking brilliant. And having them, light the lantern and saying we're here and blow it out and then come out was fucking badass. So great to see that. Sit down in the rocking chair having Erica Rowan and Luke Harper, I think that's their name. The Wyatt followers, if you want to call them that, go in and beat down Kane, do that steel step spot, and now we're hearing a day later that they're building up this storyline where Kane is injured and all this kind of bullshit. And now if you go on Wikipedia, it says it's vacant there instead of Kane in the name. So you'll probably be getting a different competitor in this match besides Kane here. I don't know if it's something they've already had planned and built up or something where they're just like, fuck, we got a different idea, let's do this. The two people that came to mind off the bat were just throwing Bray Wyatt in there or doing Brock Lesnar. Those are the two names that would be at least the most impactful as far as filling the void. Obviously, Bray Wyatt taking him out and going in there. I don't know if they're going to go that route. I don't think that was the intention of doing this. Lesnar throwing him in there obviously could be a ploy by Paul Heyman, throw him Lesnar in there and more playing along to the pieces that is setting up with CM Punk and Brock Lesnar meeting probably at SummerSlam next month. So obviously this is just filled with unpredictability here. You just run down the line here. Unfortunately, names like Christian and Randy Orton won't be winning. If they don't turn Randy fucking Orton heel, I don't know how many times we have to say it. It's getting to the point where it started to piss me off 2 years ago. He's been heel since the beginning of 2010, if you guys didn't know that. 2010, 3.5 years ago. Wait, hold on. 11, 12. Yeah. 3.5 years ago. It's fucking ridiculous.
J-Man's not very good at math.
I'm not at all. I'm not even going to hide it. Fucking sickens me. It fucking sickens me. Just need to do that right fucking now. Christian randomly coming back. We have to mention that. Oh yeah, Christian's in this match. Randomly came out in that match against Wade Barrett a couple weeks ago on Raw. When Vicky came on and introduced him, we were like, oh wow, Christian's back.
Who?
Exactly. They had no game plan of what to do, build with him or whatever, so they just randomly bring him back. Hey motherfuckers, he's been healthy for fucking couple months now. Why couldn't you just randomly bring him back then? Because you didn't have anything built up here. You just fucking threw him in here and he's doing nothing. It's
better than the other shit they could have thrown in here.
True. It's better than holding on to him for another 6 months and not doing anything until they, again wouldn't do anything. Because that's, what they do.
Or until, again, he goes to TNA.
Yeah, no shit. A great talent like Christian. Sheamus, no fucking chance. Sorry, Kristen. No one gives a fuck about him anymore. God, I could give a shit. And we get to Kane. Obviously, you're going to throw a different name in there. There's tons of names you could throw out there, but it'll probably be something thrown out in the long run. You got CM Punk. Obviously, the transition to being face, transitioning away from Heyman, not wanting him to come out anymore after Payback, and going back to being CM Punk as a face. I mean, it's obviously not what we want. Hell fucking Jesus, sure not what I want to see because he's the best heel in the fucking industry by a landslide. But, I mean, that's probably what Punk doesn't like doing the same thing over and over and over again. Will he love to be heel for the rest of his fucking career? Yeah, probably, but he just gets bored with shit, and it's something they needed to flip some things. They flipped Del Rio, they flipped Ziggler, possibly flipping Randy in the long run. So, I mean, they're doing some transition here as it freshens up the product, and obviously CM Punk is over as a motherfucker because all those fucking sheep out there, it's like they just, it clicks in their fucking, whoa, I like CM Punk again. This is good. Buy t-shirt and merchandise, wristband. It's like, god damn.
Wristbands? Really?
They do the arm fucking bands with the X's on it.
As they drink the beer.
Jeez, yeah, exactly, fuckers. So yeah, well, the sheep get to love CM Punk again, so there you go, you fucking cocksuckers. Rob Van Dam is back. So another interesting facet, obviously. Rob Van Dam isn't Rob Van Dam unless he's in WWE. I mean, it's just the fucking attempt that whatever they did at TNA was fucking horrible. Just like everybody that's gone to TNA that's, except for Kurt Angle and Christian. that's just like blah. Who gives a shit? Like watered down shit. Mr. Anderson might as well just go throw himself off a bridge because he'd probably be better off than what he's doing now.
Maybe his gum will save him.
Maybe his gum will save him, or his shitty fucking fishing hat, or fucking God, he's horrible. So yeah, it's gonna be great to see RVD.
Hey, Bully Ray is pretty good too.
Bully Ray. It has nothing to do with Anderson. He's just a little sheep alongside Bully Ray.
You're talking about guys that went to WWE.
Bully Ray. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is very true. I'm trying to think of other names that went there. I can't really think. Well, I mean, he had a developmental deal. That's true.
Taz.
Taz. Jesus. There's talking. He's possibly going back to WWE. His contract was up in July, but he re-signed.
Hey.
Thank God, because, Arena, somehow he won Best Color Commentator in a PWI one of the years. God, he's fucking horrible. He doesn't know the English language, motherfucker. God, he's horrible. Fucking can't stand Taz. I'm going to say Cass. Dude, I can't stand Francois Kazarian. WWE's not stupid. They realize they're bringing RVD back in Philadelphia, the home of ECW. They realize he's going to be over his motherfucker. They introduced it in Chicago. There you go. So, I mean, obviously, the overness of the feel of playing that promo went through the TV and got a lot of people hooked back into wanting to see RVD again. Happened to us. We're little sheep when it comes to that, because once we see, like, old school RVD footage, we're like, oh, fuck yeah.
And then we realize he's, like,
and then we realize it's 20 years
yeah.
from that, and we're like, ah, shit, never mind. But it still won't be as bad as when he was in TNA. So it will be great to see, obviously, RVD back in a Money in the Bank ladder match as well here. Not going to win this. I think they already got some game plans for RVD. So that leaves out the one and only Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is by far the most built up to win this match out of all of the people in this because of, outside of everything else that they're building upon with Punk and Lesnar going into the future, Christian not doing jack shit, Randy not doing jack shit. Whoever they throw in with Kane, obviously we can't, predict anything that's going on there until we see it. Sheamus, nothing. RVD's probably got some things planned in the future. I don't think he's going to be doing that. If they give it to fucking RVD and have him win the Money in the Bank and vault him back into that, good lord. Slow your roll there, buddy. Slow her down. They've done a brilliant job to build Daniel Bryan up. He is by far one of the most over motherfuckers in the wrestling industry and has been for quite some time, and obviously has turned it up even more getting out of Team Hell No and starting this run that he's on now, building to, obviously possibly winning this match and going for the WWE Championship, which we have talked about in the past, and we have made hints at, or possibly seeing a John Cena, Daniel Bryan title match into the future, and look what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. You listen to us, and look what fucking happens. I'm going to pick Daniel Bryan in this Money in the Bank All-Stars. I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan announcing his cash-in before SummerSlam and having a title match with John Cena, Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Cannot wait to see that. Cannot wait to see this. The unpredictability of adding in a new member. Great to see CM Punk back. Obviously what's going to be happening there. If they throw Lesnar in there, I doubt they will. But obviously it'll be set up for what Lesnar and Punk are going to be doing in the future. Great names. Great athletes that are going to be in this matchup. And it should be some really great stuff. And I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan capturing yet again the Money in the Bank briefcase like he did in 2011 when he went on to cash in against the Big Show at TLC in 2011. I'm sorry, I know that shit. I just do. And possibly seeing a Daniel Bryan John Cena match at SummerSlam. Make it happen, Cap.
When they announced all these All-Stars on that Monday, I was kind of intrigued to see what was going to come out of it. They had the Punk, they had the Daniel Bryan, they had the Christians. Great to see Christian actually doing something, not sitting on his hands. You had the Randy Ortons, who need to be heel. I agree with J-Man. Then you had Kane, Sheamus, and then they announced RVD. Okay, this match could be very interesting. RVD being the high flyer he is, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, or Daniel Bryan, CM Punk not really caring, doing what they need to do. Christian, same way. You had the two big guys in Kane and Sheamus. Then you have Orton, who could pretty much do whatever you need him to do. So I started thinking, so now I'm going through my head, who would make sense to win this? Of course, anybody like the CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Christian, Orton. Not RVD, sorry. Sheamus is kind of washed up, needs something new. And then it's about Kane. So as we were sitting here, and as this actual show was going on, I was going through my head of former Money in the Bank winners that aren't doing much. You have The Miz. You have, we said before, right before we started, Rey Mysterio. He never won, but he won the title before.
And tell the interesting fact about who they're taking out and who they could possibly put back in.
I don't know, you said it wasn't.
Kane possibly taken out, and the only person to ever cash in at Money in the Bank and win the championship was Kane, and he cashed in on Rey Mysterio. So it could be interesting to bring him back, and they've been talking about bringing back Rey.
I don't know how long Kofi Kingston's out for. You have all these question marks of guys that are coming back, and who do you feel comfortable vaulting into this? They could bring somebody up from NXT if you feel like you want to put all your eggs in that basket. Who's gonna win this? I really don't know. There's a lot of guys that would make sense. Daniel Bryan probably the most one that makes sense. Orton would also make sense. So would Punk. Christian, it's too soon to come back. Those three, I'm gonna put my eggs in those baskets out of those three. I'm just hoping for a good Money in the Bank. I don't want one of these motherfuckers where there's not gonna be much because it's too violent or none of this shit. You're in Philly. You're where ECW is born. Just please let us have some fun with this. You can go back to your little washed down pay-per-views, non-violent next month in SummerSlam because that's always the big one. And like J-Man said, this is probably one of the biggest pay-per-views past couple of years, just not knowing what's coming out of it. Because most years Money in the Bank, like we were talking about before, there's always a guy built up in both of them. That first one for the world title, really not a whole lot of anything. Just a bunch of youngsters, and then this one you have Daniel Bryan, who's a madman, but you also have the fan favorites of Punk and Orton and Gilly, and the returning RVD. So you really don't know what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens. That's pretty much why I'm coming over. Those Money in the Banks, and then B-Dad J cooking.
Where it's at. I thought of 3 more names when I was sitting here. John Morrison.
Yeah.
Possibly. MVP has been talking about possibly coming back. David Batista.
I'm telling you.
John Cena's WWE champion right now, so obviously the history of Batista and John Cena.
I'm telling you, you don't know what's going to come out.
You never know.
You guys can sit here and go, oh, this guy signed a contract, this guy was signed here, this guy. Yeah, fuck spoilers.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to quote Bray Wyatt, all you motherfuckers are sheep. And if you listen to, like, I'll watch his promos, and then I'll go find what he said, and just read it. And if me or him said it, it's fucking to the T of what WWE fans are.
Yep.
Are a bunch of fucking sheep, and they just have to follow. And we have wolves like us on the Pulse, and us, the Pulse people.
Yes! We got names for them. False people.
The Pulse people know what we want and who we like. No matter what happens, no matter how fucked up ECW gets, I will always love ECW. Mm-hmm. You guys can make fun of me about it. You can fucking blow up this comment box, and I'll blow your fucking shit up. Because I don't care. That's what I grew up watching. We all have our little things that we like. And no matter what happens, we're always going to fall back into the things that we always like in professional wrestling. No matter what happens, no matter if CM Punk becomes the biggest face.
I'll always be there.
No matter how bad ECW gets, even though it's gone. No matter how bad WWE gets, we'll always be standing there. So, these fucking sheep gotta follow the pack.
Yeah.
So follow the pack to the shit because we're done with you.
Yeah. And it affects all of wrestling. All those people affect everything that goes and how everything goes. I wish all those sheep would find a fucking
I just want to go past.
herd going into a slaughterhouse.
I just want to go past.
I do too. I really do too. Badly. This shark's selling with motherfuckers. Yes, this will wrap up our WWE Money in the Bank 2013 preview. Be sure to check out our review after the pay-per-view Sunday. From my boy Quaddy, I am J-Man, and thank you for watching another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse. Pulse. Professional Wrestling World.
How do you like my chocolate?